I'm Wyatt Rolfe. I'm an attorney here with Schroeder Law Offices in Portland, Oregon. Quite often as a water rights attorney, the question I'm asked is, Wyatt, can I change my water right? In addition, often I'll be attending a convention and someone will ask me, when we're faced with water problems, why don't we reallocate water uses throughout the state to the most important use that presents itself at this time? There are many answers to that question that define Western water law and the problems we have with reallocation of water rights. A primary one, however, is what is known as the no harm rule or the no injury rule. The basic premise of the no harm rule is that water rights cannot be changed in a manner that is going to be detrimental to water users on the stream or the overall stream regime. Most Western states have a rule that is based on the no harm rule or the no injury concept. In Oregon, for example, Oregon regulations say injury or injury to an existing right means a proposed transfer would result in another existing water right not receiving previously available water to which it is legally entitled. So in that regulation, you can see that the concept is mostly applicable to water changes. Now, what is an injury? Injury can occur in many ways. The general overarching principle is the change going to hurt the amount of water available to somebody else that's entitled to it? This can occur all the way from enlargement of a water right, all the way down to change in water quality that results of a water change. Let me give you an example. Here we note that there's a senior water user on this stream. He's an irrigator, he's upstream, and we'll call this stream Schroeder Stream for this purposes of this video. Downstream there's a junior water user. He's irrigating as well. And by junior meaning that he is a water right that's later in time. And so his rights are defined by the senior user first getting his needs met. The senior user in this example decides for whatever reason to move his water right downstream to a new place of use and a new point of diversion. So immediately we see that there's changes in the stream dynamic. The junior user is no longer receiving return flows from the upstream water user. In addition, there's a major change with this point of diversion transfer. The senior user is now downstream, and because he's senior, the second injury is that the junior user is now subject to the call of the senior water user in a way that didn't previously exist. The senior water user now has the ability to turn off the junior's water use in order to have the senior's needs met. In this second example, we can see that a similar injury occurs where the senior water user decides to move their water right upstream, away from two junior water users on this stream dynamic. You'll note at the beginning the senior water user is in between two junior users. Junior number 2 is down below the senior and in many respects benefits from the senior's ability to call. So with the senior immediately upstream from the junior user benefits from the senior being able to turn off the junior 1 user. Now note what happens if the senior user moves his water right upstream on top of junior number 1. Now, junior 2 no longer benefits from the ability of the senior to call on junior 1. Junior 1 is downstream. So in essence, water that would otherwise bypass junior 1 to satisfy the senior's needs no longer occurs. Junior 2 has been injured. In addition to changing the stream dynamic in a way that injures someone's water rights, injury also occurs where a water right is changed in a manner that's going to increase the amount of consumption that's occurring under that water right. So, for example, in this number 3, we take a look and see upstream there's an irrigator who is using water for an orchard from Schroeder Stream. As a result of this irrigation, there's drainage and runoff that comes down and is enjoyed by irrigator number 2 downstream. In addition, we see that return flows go back to the stream as well. Now in this case, if there's a change in the type of use, for example, from irrigation to industrial, for example, we see that the stream dynamic has changed. With industrial uses, usually consumptive use is much greater than that of irrigation. So immediately we see that return flows are diminished. In addition, drainage that was previously enjoyed by the downstream irrigator is no longer received. So in essence, by changing the type of use from irrigation to industrial, there's been enlargement of this right. It's consumptively a bigger right than previously existed on this stream. The junior user downstream can make a claim of injury as a result. Now finally, as an example, if an irrigator changed from irrigation to industrial, we think of water quality, which is also an injury. In this final example, you'll see that due to the change to an industrial right, the water quality of Schroeder Stream has ultimately been changed to an extent that perhaps the downstream irrigator can no longer enjoy clean water as previously existed in the stream. I hope these examples are helpful in understanding the no injury rule and the no harm concept in Western water law. As you'll see that these water rights in a stream basin form an interlocking jigsaw puzzle that in changing one piece ultimately can affect the rest of the puzzle and the stream dynamic. This is why it's so difficult to change water rights on a vast basis in a basin, and why Western water law sometimes is slow to change to the current needs of society.